to my channel. For those who are just tuning in, welcome. My name is Jessica. You can also follow me on Instagram at Yes I Can Do Makeup. And for today's video, I recreated one of Selena's iconic looks. So if you wanted to see how I created this look, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so for the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and apply some foundation, and I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Foundation and the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I'm going to mix those two together, and I'm going to go ahead and mix it with this Lyra Professional Clinical Beauty Oil, which is this one. It's going to give me more of a radiant finish. And I'm using this Morphe sponge. I'm going to be using this Elmer's glue stick to make the hair stay in place and don't move. I just want a little more coverage on my eyebrows, so I'm going to use this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair. Just apply a little bit more on top of those brows. Some more coverage there. The same sponge just to cover them up. I'm going to be using this Huda Beauty Translucent Powder in the shade Banana Bread, and I'm going to be applying that product on top of my brows. And I'm using this Morphe E13 brush. Just going to help disguise that brow more. Okay, I'm going to use this Brow by Benefit now, and this is in the shade number 4. And I'm using the same brush that comes with the product. I'm noticing her eyebrows are like more drawn in. Kind of almost like a tattoo, like those 90 brows.
30 hertz straight up.
Go ahead and use this It Baba Under Eye Concealer in the shade Medium Sand, and I'm using this MAC 242 brush just to clean up those brows. So I'm noticing she had really highlighted brows underneath. So and I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eye area, and I'm using the Soft Ochre Paint by MAC. I'm applying that all over the lid. I already did this side of my eye, so just for the sake timing of this video. And also I noticed in a lot of the pictures she does have more of a, like, I don't know how to explain it, like her eyebrow kind of like, it's very thicker up here and then more thinner towards like the arch of the brow. So I try to do that as much as I could, even though my hair is very thick, so it's kind of hard to create that same brow that she has. Okay, so the first palette I'm going to be using is a BH Cosmetic and Daisy Marquez palette. And the first shade I'm going to be using is this shade called Vintage, which is this shade here. This is kind of like a brownish red shade. And I'm going to use this Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that shade all over the crease. I'm also gonna bring it out a little bit more towards the end of my brow, since I noticed also her eyeshadow's going more towards the end of the brow, and her eyes are more almond like, so I want it to look mostly like hers. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use this Kylie Cosmetics the Blue Honey palette, and I'm gonna be using this shade called Busy Bee, which is this shade here. And I'm using this Morphe R34 brush. It's a blending brush. So I'm applying that right in the outer corner. I'm blending that shade. And also bringing that shade outward. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and go back with that BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm using that shade called Naked, and I'm using this MAC eyeshadow brush and just dabbing that onto the lid. Dabbing it onto the lid like if I'm gonna be cutting my crease with that same shadow. Just like that. Okay. Now going back with that Morphe R34 brush and just blending those shades all together. Okay, just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some liner, and I'm using this Kai liner from Kylie Cosmetics. It's a liquid eyeliner. I'm just doing like a baby wing. And I'm gonna just apply, you can apply any natural lash you may have. So yeah, this is the most natural lashes I could find. So you just apply any natural lashes you might have, or even apply just a little bit of mascara if you have more lashes than I do, because I barely have any lashes, that's why I had to apply some. But if you have nice long lashes, you can just apply mascara. Okay, so I apply some LA Girl Pro Concealer underneath my eye area, just because I have a lot of darkness underneath the eye area. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer, and I'm noticing that she does have some highlighted areas underneath the eyes. So I'm very shocked by that also, that they also had that back in the day. So I'm applying this It Baba Under Eye Concealer underneath my eye area. And this is in the shade Medium Sand. And going back with that Morphe sponge, go ahead and blend that out. Okay, so I apply this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the inner corner, which is the place I have the most darkness underneath my eyes. And I'm also applying that there, so I could brighten up my eye area a little more. Now I'm using this Dual Finish powder from Lancome, and this is in the shade Wheat. I'm going to go ahead and bake it. I'm using this Huda Beauty Translucent Powder in the shade Banana Bread. And I'm using that same Morphe sponge. Placing that right underneath my eye area. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply some bronzer while my under eye bakes. And I'm going to be using the MAC Selena collection for the first time. I bought this when it first came out and have never used it. As you can tell, it's still in the box. I never wanted to use it, I just wanted to collect it. But since we are doing a Selena inspired looks, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. So as you can see, it's brand new, never been touched. So yeah, it kind of hurts a little bit to use it, but I guess for this look, I don't mind it. So yeah, this is Selena MAC collection, and this is in the shade Tecno Cumbia. It's a matte bronzer. I'm gonna be using this Estee Lauder brush number 15. Noticing hers is like right down here, going towards my mouth area. And here, using that same brush, it's like a blush shade underneath that bronzer. I'm placing that right on top of that bronzer we just applied. It's like a, I'm not sure, it's like a mauve shade. I'm gonna go ahead and dust off that excess powder off my eye area. Since my area is very dry, it does tend to get cakey. I'm gonna remove that translucent powder soon. I'll be using this KKW Beauty Contour and Highlighting Kit, and I'm gonna be using that darker shade here. And I'm using this MAC 129 brush and just deepening that contour a little bit more. I noticed also that she has a really defined jaw, so I'm just using that darker shade also and just applying that underneath in the bottom of my jawline just to define my jaw a little bit more. And I'm using this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten in the shade Tropical Hues. It's a little bit more. So I'm noticing the picture that I'm looking at. She has a little bit more of a peachy shade in her cheeks. I'm gonna go ahead and do a reverse contour, so I'm gonna be using this Huda Beauty translucent powder in the shade Banana Bread again. I'm using that same Morphe sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that powder underneath the contour we just did. Just want to define that contour a little bit more. So yeah, I'm using the pointiest part of the sponge. That's gonna give me that cut look. It's gonna help it more define it more. If I don't take it out really quick, it will create like this white harsh line, so I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna be using this Fenty Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Uncensored. I'm using that same one to create the line. Okay, so I am gonna use also this MAC Selena collaboration lipstick in the shade Dreaming of You. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dab that on a little bit. You're just dabbing it on. So I'm gonna apply some liner in my waterline and put some mascara, since I am noticing she does have liner in her waterline and mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this eyeliner from Sugar Cosmetics. This is in the shade Back to Black. And I'm using this Big Ego mascara from Tarte Cosmetics. Contour my nose now, and I'm using this MAC Selena bronzer again. I'm gonna be using this brush. Unfortunately, I don't have a number for it, but I love how it's flat and also has like a rounded edge to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that same MAC Selena bronzer, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that in the very sides of my nose going downward. I'm noticing on the very bottom of her nose is like pointy, so I'm trying to give the very pointiest I can get. Fortunately, at that time I didn't use highlight like how we do now, but I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit anyway. Highlight my nose especially. Applying a little bit on the bridge of my nose and the very tip of my nose also. Going back with the Kylie Cosmetics palette, I'm gonna be using this shade here. Just applying that a little bit underneath my brow bone, since I noticed she does apply highlight there a lot. I hope you really enjoyed watching this tutorial, and if you wanted to see more videos, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and also I really appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time.